Welcome to Hollywood Bulletin. Today, we're peeling back the hood on one of the most beloved shows of the 1980s, Knight Rider, and uncovering the powerful truth behind the legend of David Hasselhoff. On screen, it looked like a flawless story of high-tech adventures and clean-cut heroism. But off-camera, there was heartbreak, addiction, and a mountain of secrets hidden behind that talking Trans Am. What Hasselhoff just admitted, after 40 years of silence, changes everything we thought we knew. Don't forget to subscribe, comment below with your thoughts, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a moment from Hollywood Bulletin. To the world, David Hasselhoff was the fearless Michael Knight, a lone hero with a bulletproof car and a mission to save the day. But behind the scenes, Hasselhoff was fighting battles that had nothing to do with criminals or car chases. While kids were dreaming of kit toys and teens were plastering their walls with Knight Rider posters, Hasselhoff's real life was slowly unraveling. Let's start with the car. Believe it or not, the original KT cars only cost $1 each. That's right. General Motors donated 10 brand-new Pontiac Trans Ams after a train crash damaged them. But there was a catch. Every single one had to be destroyed after filming. No one knew why, except Hasselhoff. That odd clause would become symbolic of the chaos surrounding the show. A perfect exterior built on secrets. At just 7 years old, Hasselhoff first found freedom on stage playing a pirate in Peter Pan. His childhood was a blur of city changes and school transfers, never settling long enough to feel at home. But acting gave him purpose. By the time Knight Rider came around in 1982, Hasselhoff wasn't just ready, he was hungry. And when NBC President Brandon Tartikoff chose him to lead a show about a man and a car, it launched him into international stardom. But few people knew what was happening backstage. While Knight Rider soared on screen, things were falling apart. Behind the wheel, Hasselhoff's drinking had already started during filming. In fact, during the intense two-part episode Goliath Returns, production was reportedly halted multiple times due to what the crew called exhaustion, a polite code for hangovers. It got worse. Years later, in a moment that went viral, before viral even meant anything, his own daughter recorded him drunkenly slurring and trying to eat a cheeseburger off the floor. That clip, heartbreaking and raw, made one thing clear. The man who said one man can make a difference could barely hold himself together. Even before that fall from grace, the show itself was running on risk. The KT cars were stunt-rigged, fiberglass shells, some with hidden drivers lying flat under the dashboard. Others were hollowed out for high-flying jumps. One iconic shot, where the car leaps over an 85-foot ravine, was so dangerous that stunt coordinator Jack Gill broke his back twice and his neck once while filming. It was real metal, real injuries, and real danger, hidden behind the glossy sheen of television magic. Meanwhile, Hasselhoff was becoming a symbol of hope in the unlikeliest of places, Germany. In 1989, he sang "Looking for Freedom" on top of the Berlin Wall to 500,000 people. The song, corny to some Americans, struck deep with Germans yearning for reunification. He became more than a star. He was a beacon. But back in the U.S., his reputation was slipping fast. After Knight Rider, Hasselhoff struggled to escape the shadow of Michael Knight. Movie offers dried up, and Hollywood laughed at the idea of him doing anything serious. That's when he made the biggest gamble of his life. In 1991, after Baywatch had failed in its first season, he bought the rights, funded the revival, and made himself executive producer. That risky move turned him into one of the richest TV actors in the world. Baywatch became a global phenomenon, at its peak, seen by over 1 billion people a week. And while he wore the red shorts with pride, he was still fighting addiction privately. It wasn't until he reached rock bottom, again, that he turned a corner. His daughter's video, his divorce from Pamela Bach, and a trip to the Betty Ford Clinic in 2002 marked the turning point. His blood alcohol level was so high, doctors were shocked he was alive. He later said it took God's angels to bring him back from the brink. And from there, he began the long journey of recovery. But tragedy wasn't done with him. In March 2025, Hasselhoff's ex-wife, Pamela Bach, died by suicide at age 62. The two had gone through one of the most bitter celebrity divorces in history. Now, their daughters, Taylor and Haley, were left to process a loss that reopened old wounds. Hasselhoff released a quiet statement asking for privacy. It was a sobering reminder that even stars with millions of fans carry burdens the world will never see. In recent years, Hasselhoff has become more open about what Knight Rider really meant to him. It wasn't about stunts. It wasn't about tech. It was about heart. He said the relationship between Michael and Kit was the true core, a bond of trust, loyalty, and belief that one man, even one broken man, could make a difference. He spent decades trying to revive the show, even collaborating with directors like James Gunn and screenwriter T.J. Fixman. But the reboot never came together. And now, 4 decades later, the truth about Knight Rider is this. It was never just about the car. It was about the man behind the wheel, flawed, brave, struggling, and surviving. David Hasselhoff may have worn the leather jacket and played the hero, but it's his real story that reminds us all of what strength really looks like. It's not perfection, it's persistence. Thanks for watching Hollywood Bulletin. If you found this story moving, informative, or surprising, please take a moment to subscribe, drop a comment with your thoughts, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another deep dive into the real lives behind the legends. We've got more untold Hollywood stories coming your way, one iconic moment at a time.